Are you serious? Wow! Explosive. Listen, guys, the heavens are shaking, but the earth is quaking. In California, the great shakeout. Do you remember when they had that big drill about 2 years ago called, I think it was 3 years ago, it was 2017, the Great American Shakeout, and they were teaching everybody, get ready. Well, guys, California has just been hit with two powerful earthquakes. Now, I'm going to tell you all about that, but first, let me just say this. It happened less than 2 hours ago, and here's what's going on. Let me give you a quick update on, let's hear a word from our sponsor, and that's Fighter Flare. What? Where's my Fighter Flare? Well, right here it is, and let me just tell you something right now. Best flashlight I've ever owned. Best flashlight I have ever owned, the Fighter Flare at www.fighterflare.com. Don't even hesitate. This thing is so bright, it'll blind you. Okay, incredible. No batteries needed. No batteries needed. Oh, if that's too bright, I'm sorry. Let me turn it down. Turn it down. Tone it down a little bit. There we go. And also you can strobe if you need to, okay? If you need to get somebody's attention, or you can use the red, the blue, the white flashing emergency. That'll get anybody's attention. Get lost, you got a compass. Unscrew it, you got a rope. You can tie the rope around here and pull stuff. Can't reach something, use the magnet. Okay, got to break out a car window, use that. It'll break it out, baby. That will do it. Smash. It's better than some of the police flashlights. This thing, phone dead, your cell phone dead, USB port, charge it up right here. Charge your phone. Guess what? You don't need even batteries or anything. This thing's incredible. And hundreds of thousands of people in Oklahoma recently are finding themselves without power as a destructive ice storm. And what about this major ice storm that just hit Beirut, Lebanon? Guys, seriously, 3 feet of it was a hailstorm. 3 feet of hail? What is that? But in Oklahoma, the power lines were flattened, the fear of going days without power, and an exact reason why I have this fighter flight. It's called the Fighter Flare flashlight at www.fighterflare.com. That's www.fighterflare.com. What a great, just go there and get it. Don't even mess around. It comes in this wonderful, wonderful little box right here. They'll ship it to you. And it would make a great Christmas gift for anybody in your family that you really love. What amazing. Aren't you tired of it? People have flashlights and, oh, the battery's dead. Never this one. Never with this one, folks. Seriously, never, ever does the batteries go dead because it's solar powered. Wow. Well, let me tell you, they're going to need them. They're going to probably need them in California. Things are really shaking and quaking over there, guys. Let me give you what's going on. The earth is breaking. But there's some stuff happening. We've had a 4.4. You say, Paul, why are you making such a big deal out of a 4.4 earthquake? Because it rattled. And U.S. Geological Survey has highlighted it in red because it literally rattled near Lake County, over in Lakeport, California. This 4.4 magnitude earthquake struck about 2 hours ago exactly. It hit at 7:08 California time, which would be 10:08 here. It's right now 12:08, so 2 hours exactly. It hit near Lakeport, California, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. It hit, and it was 8 miles outside of Lakeport in Lake County. It literally cracked the earth open, all right? And now they were asking people everywhere, did you feel this? It was very shallow. It's a shake alert. Systems were going off everywhere. It hit there, not far from, Lake County. But if you're wanting to know where we're at in California, it's inland enough. It was like just barely on the other side of the mountain ridge there. So you got the ocean over here, you got the mountain ridge, and just on the other side of that, right in about the middle, almost the middle of the state of California. But this thing was so strong, it cracked the earth open. It literally cracked it open. And the U.S. Geological Survey is saying this was a very, very dangerous quake because of the fault lines and what it could mean, what's going to happen. Well, guess what? It happened, and 14 minutes later, I repeat, 14 minutes later, a 3.6 earthquake hit Warner Springs, California, but that's still quite a distance from Lakeport, California. I mean, that's quite a distance. And they are both 8.6 kilometers deep. So in other words, about 6 miles deep is all they were, very shallow. And when they hit, oh, boom, boom, we just got hit, guys. Right now, it just popped up. Right now, 6.1 earthquake has just hit Chile. 6.1 just hit Chile. And matter of fact, Laura Wells yesterday did an extensive report on her YouTube channel about the disruption in the ionosphere and the ionized electromagnetosphere, how that we had some serious disturbances there. Now, I'm not qualified to break that down scientifically, but I have watched this for almost 11 years now every day. So she said, beware, beware, beware of major earthquakes and disturbances on the Earth's and what Mike from around the world would call crustal displacement. All right, listen to me. 4.4 earthquake 2 hours ago. It's bold. It's in red. U.S. Geological Survey identifying this as a very crucial earthquake. 14 minutes later, boom, a 3.6, again, highlighted in red in Warner Springs, California, exactly the same depth, 8.6 kilometers. And they apparently are tied. It looks like they're tied exactly to the same fault line. I'm looking right at it. They are. They're right on the same fault line. Very interesting. And then we had a 4.6, just so you know, in Vanuatu, 4.5 Japan. There was a 2.9 also, very close to Warner Springs. I mean, very close to Lakeport, California, up in Petrolia, California, had a 2.9, and now we've had a 6.1 in Chile, which just hit as I'm doing this video, as I'm live on the air with you guys talking. So, no, they're not like 8.0 or something, but what I'm telling you is the two earthquakes in California, 4.4 Lakeport, California, 3.6 Warner Springs, California, but the one in Lakeport literally cracked the ground open, leaving a huge rift. It's the same fault line that runs all the way to Warner Springs, where a 3.6 has hit. And then just north of Warner Springs on the same fault line, which is right at the edge of the Cascadia subduction zone, Petrolia, California, also with an earthquake just minutes ago. So things are really starting to shake and quake. I want to stay on top of these things because I'm watching all the biblical signs that are going on around the world, whether it be wars, rumors of wars, false propaganda, overtaking of democracies, all kinds of weaponry, technology, citizen containment that's going on, different types of tactics that are being used to squelch people's freedoms and all of the different stuff happening. And then you're seeing earthquakes in diverse places. You're watching the hailstorm of biblical proportion that just hit Beirut, Lebanon. You understand the wildfires that have been burning out of control in California. You can see the floodwaters have been raging from the world's, we've had the worst monsoon rains in the history of the planet. We've had horrible typhoons. We've had record hurricanes, and we're watching all these things. And of course, we're coming up, guys, very close now. We have a solar eclipse going to happen on December the 14th, in 8 days from today. December the 14th, there's going to be a total solar eclipse of the sun across South America on the 14th. That's also Hanukkah, in a very prophetic season that we'll be in. Jesus referred to that feast known as Hanukkah today from the miracles about the menorah staying lit during that great time. So as things are happening now, we're beginning to watch what's unfolding. December 21st, could this be doomsday for some? The Mayans thought so. The Hopi Indians thought so. I don't think so, but I do think it's a sign of the last days. And I think that Jesus Christ told us that we would see signs in the sun, the moon, the stars, distress of nations with perplexity. The sea, the waves will be roaring, and men's hearts have failed them for fear, for looking after those things coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Guys, I have some new information on the map. Do you remember, if those of you who follow me at Patreon, you do remember the map. You do remember the map that down in North Carolina that was inside this book written, of course, in, forgot how far, 19, is this 19? Give me 1 second. I just want to double check this. Yeah, 1923. In 1923, this book about the coming of the Antichrist, and inside the book, which I want to thank Alexander Davis, who actually gave me his entire library, in which we study all the time, got unbelievable documentation and books, and some of these books are over 150 years old, unbelievable first editions of everything. But in this book, which has the prophecies of the Antichrist in 1923, this map was in the book, okay? This map was in the book, and it directs us for some reason to a church in North Carolina. Now, the church is in Newton, North Carolina, and we've actually had two different people go to the church. It's a beautiful church. I've actually looked at it as far as online there, and it's a beautiful church. And no doubt wonderful people there. They seem to be very friendly, very beautiful, wonderful African-American church, and just great. But the church, I found out, is 140 years old. It was built in 1880. And why it was a map leading us to that church was drawn out. You can see the map is very old. The pages are faded. And the person who wrote it out tells you exactly how it takes you straight to that church. Now, this has been in this book since 1923. And the question is, why is that significantly important? So we've been doing some background information and research on that location, the community, the church. Is there anything significant? So 1923, that church would have been 43 years old. It's now 140 years old. And is there something significant in reference to the Antichrist? Not from the church, but certainly in that surrounding area. Is there something about that area that makes that so important? Well, I have some information. I'm going to do it on a Patreon. That's where we started our investigation on this. I'm going to keep it there. Go to my Patreon channel. I'm going to be doing that in just a few minutes, and you can check it out. I'll be posting it there in just a few minutes on what we have found out. Very, very, very interesting. That could be why this map was made in 1923 and put in this book of the prophecy of 1923 of the coming of the Antichrist, the characteristics of the Antichrist. Why would this map be there, leading us to this one location? Well, when you go to look at the history, you might have an understanding. It'll be in my Patreon channel. Check it out as soon as I get off here. God bless all of you. Wow, we're living in the last days. Pray for California. It's a great shakeout, a great shakeout. The mysteries continue. Jesus is coming soon. Matter of fact, mystery of iniquity doth already work. So are you saved?